Whether you're a tech enthusiast, industry professional, or just curious about the future of AI Agents Unleashed will keep you informed and inspired. Buckle up and get ready to unleash the potential of AI.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling AI that uses computers like we do.
Oh, yeah.
Like just imagine AI agents browsing the web, creating spreadsheets, even dominating video games, all without any human input.
It's wild.
It's not sci-fi anymore.
No.
You sent us this paper,
Okay.
The Dawn of GUI Agent, a preliminary case study with Claude 3.5 computer use.
Right.
And it dives into Claude 3.5 computer use, the first publicly available AI that acts as a GUI agent.
A GUI agent.
Meaning it can see and interact with a computer screen.
Really interact.
Crazy.
It's a pretty significant leap, I'd say.
Huge.
Up until recently.
Yeah.
You know, AI was mostly confined to the world of text and images.
Right.
But this opens up a whole new realm of possibilities.
For what AI can do.
Yeah, for what it can do.
Like automation.
Oh, yeah, for starters.
Okay, so let's unpack this GUI agent thing a little further.
Oh.
The paper mentions that Claude 3.5 relies on screenshots of the computer screen as its input.
Right.
So no sneaky code access, no behind-the-scenes manipulation.
Nope.
It's literally working with what it sees.
What it sees.
Just like a person sitting in front of a monitor.
Just like that.
How does that even work?
So that's where the magic of computer vision and deep learning comes in.
Gotcha.
Claude 3.5 isn't just seeing the pixels.
Okay.
It's processing and interpreting them.
Wow.
It's been trained on a massive amount of data to recognize different elements on the screen, understand their functions, and even predict how they might change based on user actions.
So that's not just mindlessly clicking around.
No.
There's actual reasoning involved.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The model uses a reasoning acting paradigm.
Okay.
So it analyzes the screenshot, plans a sequence of actions based on the user's goal, like clicking a button or typing text.
Or scrolling.
Right.
And then executes those actions.
Okay.
But here's the fascinating part.
Oh, yeah.
After each action, it takes a new screenshot and evaluates the result.
Wow.
It's constantly checking to see if it's on the right track.
Gotcha.
And adjusting its plan accordingly.
So it's like a feedback loop.
It is.
Constantly learning and adapting.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly complex.
Oh, it is.
It must take a ton of processing power to pull that off.
It does.
Does it also remember what it's done before? Or is it starting from scratch every time?
It actually has a memory in a sense.
Okay.
The model uses a history of previous screenshots to understand the context of what it's doing.
So if it's already clicked through a few menus to find a specific setting, it remembers those steps and doesn't have to refigure it out every time.
Exactly like we do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like when we use a computer.
We're constantly building on our previous actions.
Exactly.
But the real question is, does it actually work in practice?
Well, the researchers put Claude 3.5 through a battery of tests using a wide range of software.
So it's not just some theoretical concept.
No, they actually let it loose.
They let it loose.
On real software.
Give us the highlights.
Okay.
What were some of the tasks they gave it?
They threw everything at it.
Wow.
Simple stuff, like searching for products on Amazon, finding specific songs in Apple Music, adding items to shopping carts, and even more complex tasks, like creating spreadsheets in Excel, formatting documents in Word, and even making presentations in PowerPoint.
Okay, my mind is already blown. And we're just getting started.
Oh, I know.
Let's dive into some of these real-world tests.
Okay.
And see how Claude 3.5 performs.
Let's do it.
Let's start with one that everyone can relate to.
Okay.
Online shopping. The researchers tasked Claude 3.5 with finding a specific product on Amazon.
Okay.
Active noise-canceling headphones under $100.
Right.
It had to navigate the website, input the search terms, and even add the item to the cart.
The whole 9 yards?
So did it manage to snag a deal?
It did.
Did it find the headphones?
Yeah, and it didn't just stumble through the process.
Okay.
It seemed to understand the layout of the Amazon website, how to use the search bar effectively, and even how to identify the correct add to cart button.
So it's like it learned the basic flow.
The basic flow of online shopping.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
It sounds like it's more than just a glorified macro script.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually understanding the steps involved in the task.
It's understanding.
And I'm sure it wasn't all smooth sailing.
Well,
I must have thrown some trickier challenges at it, right?
Oh, definitely.
Give us the dirt. Where did it go wrong?
Well, there was this one task involving the Fox Sports website where the goal was to add Formula One to the user's list of followed sports. But instead of scrolling down to find Formula One in the sports menu, Claude 3.5 jumped straight to the account tab.
Interesting.
It seemed to assume that's where you would manage, your followed sports preferences.
So it made a classic human error.
It did.
Overthinking the solution.
Yeah.
It's almost reassuring to see that AI can sometimes make the same kinds of logical leaps that we do.
Right.
Even if they lead to a dead end.
Even if they do.
But scrolling does seem to be a recurring challenge.
It does seem to be.
For Claude 3.5 in another test. It got a little stuck trying to find the latest songs section in Apple Music. Right. As if it wasn't quite sure how to scroll effectively to reveal more content.
To see more.
It highlights an interesting limitation
It does.
of this type of AI.
Yeah.
It's primarily working with static screenshots.
Right.
So the dynamic nature of scrolling, where content is constantly changing and being revealed, can be a bit tricky for it to handle.
It can be.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like if we were trying to read a book, but could only see one page at a time, and had to constantly flip back and forth, we might miss some important details.
Yeah.
Or misinterpret the flow of the story.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And this is where the limitations of working solely with visual information become apparent.
Yeah.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle with only half the pieces.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen how Claude 3.5 tackles online shopping.
Right.
And navigates some tricky websites.
Yeah.
But how does it handle more complex tasks
Okay.
that involve multiple steps and different applications? That's what I'm really curious about.
Well, get ready to dive into the world of multitasking.
Okay.
Because the researchers didn't hold back.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
All right.
What kind of workflows did they test?
Everything from creating playlists in Apple Music to organizing data in Excel spreadsheets. And even tasks that involved coordinating actions between a web browser and a local application.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued.
Yeah.
Let's pick up where we left off
right
after this quick break.
We'll be back to explore the world of AI multitasking.
You won't want to miss it.
You won't want to miss it.
All right, we're back and ready to dive into some serious AI multitasking.
Multitasking.
I'm picturing Claude 3.5 juggling windows, switching between apps.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. What kind of digital acrobatics do the researchers put it through?
So let's start with something that involves a bit of musical taste.
Right.
Creating a playlist in Apple Music. The challenge was to find 2 specific songs and add them to a playlist.
Okay.
One song was the first listed under latest songs in the new tab.
Okay.
And the other was the top song from the Singapore Top 100 collection.
So they had to navigate different sections of the app.
Yes.
Understand musical categories and manipulate those tiny little song menus.
Right.
Sounds like a test of both its navigational skills.
Yes.
And its ability to understand musical hierarchy.
Exactly. And remember, it's doing all of this based solely on what it sees on the screen.
Right.
There's no behind-the-scenes access to code or metadata.
Right. It has to figure out the relationships.
It does.
Between different elements on the screen.
Yeah.
Just like a human would.
Just like a human.
So, did it manage to curate the ultimate Singaporean playlist?
It did, and rather impressively.
Really?
So it started by clicking on the New tab.
Okay.
Then scrolled down to find the latest songs section, located the first song.
Yeah.
Clicked the 3-dot menu icon next to it.
Okay.
Selected Add to Playlist. And then chose the correct playlist from the list.
Wow.
Then it meticulously repeated this process.
Okay.
For the top song in the Singapore Top 100 collection.
Wait, so it actually scrolled correctly this time?
It did.
It didn't get stuck like it did on Fox Sports website.
It seems like it learned from its previous experience.
Okay.
This time, it carefully checked its position on the page after each scroll.
Yeah.
As if it was making sure it didn't overshoot the target.
Interesting.
Maybe it's starting to understand the dynamic nature of scrolling content.
That's encouraging. I'm all for AI learning from its mistakes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it can handle music.
Uh-huh.
What about something a little more corporate, like spreadsheets and data entry?
Right.
That always makes my head spin.
Get ready for some Excel action.
All right.
Because one of the tests involved searching for gaming monitors on Amazon, then recording the product names and prices of the top 2 results into an Excel spreadsheet.
So this is the kind of multi-step task
that
many people do on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
So seeing AI tackle it is pretty fascinating.
It's very cool.
Yeah, switching between a web browser and a spreadsheet program can be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Even for humans.
Even for us.
Did Claude 3.5 manage to keep all that data straight?
It did, and it was surprisingly organized.
Really?
So first it searched for 27-inch, 165 Hz gaming monitor on Amazon. Then it seamlessly switched over to Excel, entered headers for product and price in the spreadsheet, and carefully typed in the data for each monitor, putting everything in the correct cells.
Wait, so it understood the concept?
It did.
Of creating column headers?
Yeah.
It didn't just start dumping data randomly.
No. It seemed to grasp the structure of a spreadsheet and the importance of labeling data clearly.
That's impressive.
And here's another interesting detail.
Okay.
It actually paused to make sure Excel was fully loaded before entering any data.
It's like it's picking up on those little human quirks that we don't even realize we're doing.
Yeah, it's
almost like it's saying, hold on, let me make sure everything's set up properly before I start typing.
Exactly.
I wonder if it gets frustrated when the software is slow, like the rest of us.
That's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll see AI expressing impatience with loading screens and spinning cursors.
That would be funny.
But for now, it seems content to patiently wait for things to load.
Okay, so it can find headphones?
Right.
Create playlists? And even organize data in Excel?
Yeah.
But did they try anything that involved both the web and a local application? Something that really tests its ability to understand the difference between online and offline environments.
I did.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Okay.
Walk us through how that one played out.
So Claude 3.5 started with the Google Sheet open in a web browser. It went to the File menu.
Yeah.
Found the download option, and carefully selected Microsoft Excel.xlsx as the format. Then it waited for the download to finish, found the downloaded file in the browser's download bar, and clicked on it to open it in Excel.
Wow.
It even recognized that Excel might open the file in protected view and anticipated the need to click Enable Editing.
That's impressive.
It is.
It's not just clicking around randomly. It's understanding the steps involved in moving data from one environment to another.
Exactly.
It's almost like it's building a mental model of how these different applications work together.
Right. And it's not just about following a set of pre-programmed instructions. There's a level of adaptability and problem solving involved. That's pretty remarkable.
It's like it's learning to anticipate the different ways that software can behave and adjust its actions accordingly.
Exactly.
So far, Claude 3.5 is proving to be quite the digital multitasker.
It is.
It can shop online, create playlists, organize spreadsheets, and even move data between different applications.
Even that.
But I have a feeling the researchers didn't stop there. They must have thrown some even more challenging tasks at it, right?
Oh, yeah. They always like to up the ante.
Something that really puts those problem-solving skills to the test.
Exactly.
So what did they do next?
Well, next they set their sights on the realm of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint.
Oh, boy. Now we're getting into the territory of formatting nightmares and endless menu options. Even humans struggle with those applications sometimes.
Do we do?
Let's see how Claude 3.5 fares when faced with the dreaded world of office productivity software.
Right.
What did they make it do?
Well, for starters, they decided to see if Claude 3.5 could handle some basic document formatting in Microsoft Word. The task involved changing the layout of a document to use A3 size paper with landscape orientation.
Okay, that sounds straightforward enough.
Yeah.
But even I get lost in those word menus sometimes.
It's
like they intentionally try to hide the options you need.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
But Claude 3.5 had no problem whatsoever.
Right.
It navigated straight to the Layout tab,
Okay.
selected A3 size from the drop-down menu, and then switched to landscape orientation.
Wow.
All without breaking a sweat.
Maybe it's a formatting whiz.
Maybe.
I'm starting to feel a little inadequate here.
Yeah.
Did they try anything more complex in Word?
They did.
Something that would really make it sweat?
How about turning a single-column document into a two-column layout?
Ooh, yeah, that one's tricky.
It is.
You have to deal with columns, margins, text flow, the whole shebang.
Right.
I'm curious to see how Claude 3.5 handled that.
It aced it.
No way.
It went straight to the Layout tab, found the columns option, and selected 2 from the drop-down.
Wow.
Just like that the document was transformed into a sleek two-column layout.
Okay.
It even double-checked to make sure the text was flowing correctly in the new format.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. It's like it's reading my mind and knowing what I'm going to ask next.
I know, it's creepy.
But those researchers are crafty.
They are.
I'm sure they had some curveballs up their sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
Where did Claude 3.5 start to go wrong in Word?
Okay.
Give me the good stuff the AI fails.
Well, there was this one task involving updating a resume template with a new name and phone number.
Okay.
Seemingly simple. But Claude 3.5 made some classic text selection errors.
What happened?
It only replaced the last name instead of the full name.
Yeah.
And it only updated part of the phone number.
Oh, no.
It seems those fine-grained editing actions, while precision is key, are still a bit tricky for it.
Oh, that's so relatable.
It is.
I've done that a million times myself.
Right?
Accidentally selecting the wrong chunk of text.
Yeah.
And wreaking havoc on my document.
It's a classic.
It's almost comforting to know.
I know.
That even AI can make those kinds of human mistakes.
It's a good reminder that even the most advanced AI is still well artificial.
Right.
It's mimicking human behavior.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the same level of intuitive understanding that we do. So.
Speaking of human-like errors, let's move on to PowerPoint.
All right.
Land of endless formatting nightmares.
Yes.
Did Claude 3.5 manage to create any presentations without causing a total design meltdown?
They did throw a few PowerPoint challenges its way, starting with something relatively simple. Replacing the default background with a gradient fill.
Ooh, getting fancy.
Right.
I'm already picturing a psychedelic slideshow.
Yeah.
Full of clashing colors.
I heard not.
How did that go?
Well, there was a slight hiccup at first. Claude 3.5 tried to use a shortcut by right-clicking on the slide to access background options.
Yeah.
But it seems it missed the mark and clicked on a text box instead.
Sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
Right-clicking in PowerPoint is always a gamble.
It is.
You never know what menu's going to pop up.
Exactly. But here's where it gets interesting. Claude 3.5 quickly realized its mistake and adjusted its plan.
Wow.
It went to the Design tab, found the Format Background button, and successfully applied the gradient fill.
So it can course correct.
It's
not just blindly following a set of steps.
It seems to have a certain degree of flexibility
Okay.
and problem-solving ability.
So if one approach doesn't work,
Right.
it can analyze the situation
Yeah.
and come up with an alternative plan.
Exactly.
It's not quite the same as human intuition.
Not quite.
But it's a step in that direction.
It's getting there.
Okay, that's promising.
Yeah.
So it can handle backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
Did they have it do anything with actual content on the slides?
Yes.
Like adding text or images?
They did.
Okay.
In another test, the task was to add a title triangle to a slide and then insert a triangle shape below it.
Okay.
It was a basic test of its ability to understand simple instructions and manipulate objects on a slide.
Not exactly rocket science.
Yeah.
But a good foundation for building more complex
It's
presentations.
complex stuff.
So how did it do?
And Claude 3.5 passed with flying colors.
Really?
It clicked in the title box typed triangle, then went to the Shapes menu.
I selected the triangle.
Yeah.
And drew it neatly below the title.
Wow. No fuss, no muss.
Simple, yet effective.
Simple but effective.
I bet even some humans would struggle to resist adding some unnecessary animations or transitions.
You're not wrong.
But Claude 3.5 kept it clean and straightforward.
It did.
All right, now for the moment of truth.
Okay.
Did they make Claude 3.5 wrestle with the ultimate PowerPoint challenge.
Oh.
Bullet points and numbering.
Of course they did.
I can already feel the pain.
Yeah.
Bullet points and numbering, the bane of every PowerPoint user's existence.
Exactly. And this is where things got a little messy.
Okay.
Highlighting an area where there's still room for improvement.
Okay.
The task was to add numbering to the text on a slide.
Oh, I can already see it going wrong.
It did start off a bit rough.
Okay.
Initially, Claude 3.5 applied bullet points instead of numbers.
Oh, no.
Then realized its mistake.
Okay.
And tried to correct it.
At least it recognized the error. That's progress, right?
It is, however, it seems those precise text selection skills let it down again.
Oh, no.
It had trouble selecting all the text properly, which messed up the numbering alignment.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
It's like when you accidentally select an extra space or a line break and then everything goes haywire.
Exactly. And it highlights an ongoing challenge for these GUI agents.
What's that?
The need for pixel-perfect accuracy when interacting with these intricate software interfaces.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Those little buttons and menus leave very little room for error.
Very little room for error.
There was one more PowerPoint task that's worth mentioning.
Okay.
It involved inserting a numbering symbol.
Okay.
Which proved surprisingly difficult for Claude 3.5.
It did.
It ended up adding bullet points again instead of the specific numbering symbol requested. PowerPoint, you truly are the villain of the AI world.
It seems like even the most basic formatting tasks can be surprisingly challenging when you're relying solely on visual cues.
So we've seen some impressive successes.
We have.
And some entertaining failures.
Definitely.
But what's the overall takeaway from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that we're witnessing a major breakthrough in AI.
In what way?
We've gone from AI that can understand text and images to AI that can actually use computers.
Wow.
Just like humans.
That's mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is.
It's like we're opening up a whole new dimension of possibility.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Imagine what these GUI agents will be capable of in a few years' time.
It's both exciting and a little bit terrifying.
It is.
Like, what could go wrong?
It definitely raises a lot of questions about the future of work, the potential risks, and the ethical considerations we need to be thinking about.
It's a good reminder that we need to be having these conversations now.
We do.
As the technology is rapidly evolving.
Absolutely. We need to be proactive.
Right.
In shaping the future of AI rather than just reacting to it.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
Thanks for guiding us through the world of GUI agents.
Of course.
And helping us understand the implications of this research.
Yeah.
It's clear that this is just the beginning of something truly groundbreaking.
Truly groundbreaking.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Of discovery. We hope you've learned something new. And maybe even had a few laughs along the way.
A few laughs along the way.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Keep those brains buzzing.
We left off with Claude 3.5 battling the complexities of PowerPoint.
Yeah, those tiny buttons and menus.
It sounds like they really put its visual skills to the test.
They did.
Were there any other PowerPoint tasks that tripped it up?
There was one more that's worth mentioning.
Okay.
A seemingly simple task of adding a specific numbering symbol to a list on a slide.
Okay.
You'd think that would be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you would.
But Claude 3.5 ended up adding those generic bullet points again.
Oh, no.
Instead of the specific numbering symbol that was requested.
PowerPoint strikes again.
It does.
It's like those software designers
are
intentionally trying to make things difficult for AI.
It does highlight how much we take for granted when we use these programs.
I guess.
Our brains can easily distinguish between subtle visual differences, like a bullet point versus a specific numbering symbol.
Okay.
But for an AI that's relying solely on visual cues, those nuances can be incredibly challenging.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if there are ways to improve these GUI agents.
Yeah.
To make them more robust and less prone to these kinds of errors. What are some of the areas where researchers are focusing their efforts?
Well, one area is improving the AI's ability to handle dynamic content.
Okay.
We talked about how scrolling can be a challenge.
Yeah, because the content on the screen is constantly changing.
Right, but there are many other examples of dynamic elements in software.
Like what?
like animations, pop-up windows, and even just the cursor moving across the screen.
Right.
Teaching AI to anticipate and react to those dynamic elements is a key challenge.
So it's not just about recognizing static elements like buttons and menus. It's about understanding how those elements interact and change over time.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly complex.
It is, and it requires a lot of sophisticated algorithms and training data.
Another area of focus, I imagine, is improving the AI's precision when interacting with these tiny interface elements.
Yes, because as we've seen, even a slight miscalculation
in mouse movements or click accuracy can lead to errors.
Especially in those crowded toolbars and ribbon menus where everything is crammed together.
It's so easy to...
One wrong move.
Yeah.
And you end up changing the font color instead of inserting a table.
So researchers are working on techniques to improve the AI's hand-eye coordination, so to speak.
I like that.
Making sure its actions are precise.
Yeah.
And aligned with the user's intent.
It's fascinating to think about the challenges involved.
It is.
In teaching AI to use computers in such a human-like way.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to bridge the gap.
I know.
Between our intuitive understanding of the digital world and the AI's more literal interpretation of it.
That's a great way to put it.
And it's a journey that's only just beginning.
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Well, imagine a world where you can control your entire digital life with your voice.
Okay, like how...
You could say...
Book me a flight to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And your AI assistant would not only find the best deals, but would actually go through the entire booking process for you.
Wow.
Interacting with the airline's website, filling out forms, selecting seats, and even making payments.
That sounds incredible.
It does.
It'd free up so much time and energy.
So much.
But I can also see some potential pitfalls.
Yeah. What about security?
What about security risks?
Yeah, giving AI that much control over our computers and online accounts seems a bit risky.
It does.
That's definitely a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's something that researchers are actively working on.
So what are they doing?
Developing robust security measures and ensuring that these AI agents operate within strict ethical boundaries is crucial.
It's like we're giving AI the keys to the digital kingdom.
Right.
So we need to make sure those keys don't fall into the wrong hands.
Exactly. And it's not just about preventing malicious use. It's also about ensuring that these AI agents are used responsibly and ethically.
As this technology becomes more powerful, we need to have open and honest conversations.
We do.
About its implications for society, for the workforce, and for our individual lives.
For all of us.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes.
Yeah, me too.
To the possibilities and the challenges of this emerging field of AI.
It's really fascinating.
It's clear that we're on the cusp of some major transformations.
Absolutely.
And it's up to us to ensure that those transformations are for the better.
I couldn't agree more.
Well said. This has been an incredibly informative deep dive.
It has been.
Thank you for guiding us through the world of GUI agents.
Of course.
And helping us understand the implications of this research.
It's been my pleasure.
It's clear that this is just the beginning.
It is.
Of something truly groundbreaking.
Truly groundbreaking.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
On this journey of discovery, we hope you've learned something new. And we encourage you to continue exploring the fascinating world of AI.
Absolutely.
With us here on The Deep Dive.
We'll see you next time.
Until next time. Keep those brains buzzing.
Keep those brains buzzing.